Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Last year, Robert De Niro went off on Donald Trump, calling him a monster, a fascist, and more, all while posing as a defender of democracy. But in reality, it felt like just another Hollywood act, loaded with double standards. Now, Bill Maher has called him out, and it's savage. If you're into raw truth and fearless takedowns, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48-43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016.
This is what Trump derangement syndrome does. It hijacks logic and ignores reality. Robert De Niro had a list of reasons why Trump shouldn't win, but couldn't explain why millions, including many women, wanted him back. That's the kind of tunnel vision this obsession creates. Meanwhile, the left clung to the idea that Trump only had a shot because Biden was slipping. But the polls weren't whispering, they were screaming. Trump was surging, and Democrats knew it. That's when the quiet panic began. Suddenly, Biden stepped aside, and Kamala Harris moved forward. You're not imagining it. You're finally seeing it clearly.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to put people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor because I can't see any good in him. Nothing.
Hold up. Did Robert De Niro really say he wouldn't play Trump if asked? Let's be real. Who's asking? They don't even remotely look alike. That's like casting Danny DeVito as LeBron James. Completely absurd. And no, this isn't some bold, principled stand. It's delusion, plain and simple. At best, it's laughable. At worst, it's a rant from a man losing the plot. And just wait, it gets wilder when he starts making his next set of wild predictions.
Nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
This is wild. Trump's been back in office for months. And guess how many of De Niro's doomsday predictions came true? Exactly 0. But here's what did happen. Trump pulled the unexpected and invited one of his biggest critics, Bill Maher, to the White House. That's right. Maher, a diehard Democrat and relentless GOP critic. No Democratic president ever gave him that access. Not Obama, not Clinton, not even Biden. But Trump did. Why? Because he doesn't hide from tough conversations. He faces them head-on. So yeah, De Niro was right about one thing. Trump is doing the unthinkable, just not in the way Hollywood feared.
Our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
At this point, it's obvious. Robert De Niro knows little beyond acting and yelling at Trump. Just listen to how he defines democracy. Not everyone understands what it means, he says, then drops a definition, so basic it sounds ripped from a middle school textbook. It's not just shallow, it's arrogant and embarrassing. But are we really surprised? This is classic woke Hollywood, loud, self-congratulatory, and completely out of touch. They preach democracy while silencing dissent and claim moral high ground while rejecting any opposing view. De Niro isn't the exception. He's just the loudest in a bubble full of clueless elites. And honestly, we're done pretending they should be leading the conversation.
I'm totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it. And it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades. And he's a what's it, Tammy Faye and the other one?
Yes.
It's the same thing, give us your money, we're going to save you. Yeah, televangelist. Yeah. It's just the same thing.
De Niro didn't just go after Trump. He went after everyday Americans who support him. He flat out gaslit millions of voters, painting them as gullible suckers fooled by a con man. In his world, if you believe in Trump, you're either stupid, blind, or brainwashed. That's the kind of open contempt he has for anyone outside his elite Hollywood bubble. But here's the kicker. The same guy calling Trump voters gullible is just parroting talking points from late-night comedians and activist news anchors. That's not deep thinking, that's groupthink. De Niro acts like an intellectual just because he echoes the Hollywood hive mind. And people are over it. Americans are tuning out celebrities who confuse fame with wisdom. Spoiler alert, it's not the same thing. So when De Niro finally ran into a Trump supporter on the streets of New York, let's just say the sparks flew.
Bobby, it's your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser. You're a total loser. This show sucks. You're going to get low ratings, Bobby.
De Niro didn't just attack Trump. He went after everyday Americans who support him. He called them gullible, brainwashed, and blind. That's the kind of contempt he has for anyone outside his Hollywood bubble. But here's the twist. The guy mocking voters for being gullible is just repeating lines from late-night hosts and biased news anchors. That's not insight, it's groupthink. And Americans are done being lectured by out-of-touch millionaires. So when De Niro finally clashed with a Trump supporter in New York, sparks flew. Meanwhile, the very Democrats Robert De Niro champions were busy staging choreographed town halls and feeding scripted lines to prop up Joe Biden's failing campaign. This is the party Niro expects us to follow blindly, a party so scared of the truth they hid Biden's cognitive decline. But now the truth is breaking through. A new book by CNN's Jake Tapper exposes how Biden's mental unraveling plunged the DNC into crisis. The cover-up is cracking wide open, and what's coming out is worse than we thought. Yep, that's how serious Biden's mental decline really is. Even in a tightly controlled, fully scripted town hall with a friendly audience and managed lighting, he still couldn't keep it together. The questions were rehearsed, the answers pre-written, yet the truth was clear. Biden fumbled his lines, stumbled through simple prompts, and slipped into those now familiar senior moments. Mid-sentence, he'd veer off topic, mumble nonsense, then awkwardly wander off stage, reaching for someone who wasn't there. It's almost comical, if it weren't so heartbreaking. This goes beyond party politics. It's about leadership, and whether the man behind the mic even knows where he is. But here's the big question, why now? Why did Jake Tapper suddenly write a book exposing Biden's mental decline? It's not like it was a secret. Anyone paying attention saw the stumbles, the confusion, the vacant looks. For years, the media, including Tapper, ignored or downplayed it. Now, with polls shifting and narratives breaking down, suddenly we get a tell-all book. It smells like political damage control. Too little, too late. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this spicy take, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.